Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cult Classic Podcast. Cameron Jones here, along with my co-host,
Mark Nussle.
Jordan Jones.
That was a long one.
Well, that was a long one.
I was watching my levels to see what that did, and I think I'll be okay.
We wanted to keep it easy for us. We know what the next three movies are going to be, and we're kicking it off with the 1985 film, Back to the Future. California teen Marty McFly is thrown back in the 1950s after an experiment by an eccentric scientist friend, Doc Brown, goes awry. Traveling through time in a modified DeLorean, Marty encounters young versions of his parents and must make sure that they fall in love or he'll cease to exist. It's the classic 80s sci-fi, Back to the Future.
1.21 gigawatts!
Starring Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, Crispin Glover, and James Tolkien.
It's a classic time travel movie of trying not to bone your mom.
It's got product placement up the ass.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
He's a peeping Tom.
Back to the Future.
Okie dokie, Back to the Future, directed by Robert Zemeckis. I believe is how you say that.
Should have
Zemeckis?
quite the list of films. Throw it at me.
Yeah, he does. A lot of Tom Hanks films. Forrest Gump, Castaway, and The Polar Express. Also did Who Framed Roger Rabbit and What Lies Beneath.
Adeline, She Lies Beneath. Harrison Ford movie. It's actually a good movie. Check it out.
Never seen it. But I just know the Adeline
you've seen
quote.
Parodies from it in Scary Movie too. With I think she's starting to suspect something. Who? Your wife. That
Your
line
wife.
is from What Lies Beneath.
Oh.
That I would put in the category of seemed real suspenseful and scary at the time, but I also was 12 when I saw it. So it doesn't probably hold up in the same way.
True.
Also, I should mention writer Bob Gale did the story.
I think
He didn't direct a lot.
Is it a co-writer thing? I feel like there's a two.
Yeah, it's a co-writer, and I think just with Zemeckis. No?
Zemeckis. And I believe they have stated many times they will not be rebooting this while those two are alive. They will not give up the rights and let it happen.
Good.
But I've also heard
seen
Michael J.
collectively
Fox say he could see a reboot happening and just do a gender flip.
Well, you could do any reboot, but you can't recreate this.
True.
I mean, is it going to be set in the 80s? Anyway, I digress. Robert Zemeckis, decent director. Way to hook onto Tom Hanks. Not a bad career
Good call.
choice.
Yep,
Not a bad career choice. Hook onto him in the mid-90s? Sure. Not a bad choice.
Onto the cast, Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox. Very recognizable voice.
Family Ties during the time. Favorite animated, Atlantis, the Disney movie. That's my favorite from him.
That is not my favorite animated movie, but it is the best one to make into a live action. It sounds like Michael J.
You've been
Fox.
saying that for a while. Made an appearance on Scrubs for a while there. He is Michael J. Fox, you know.
He made a little comeback with Spin City.
Oh, yeah,
and
Spin
then
City.
Not too bad. Obviously, Teen Wolf. You know,
A couple voice works, Stuart Little.
sure.
We'll probably
and
do Teen Wolf at some point.
Chance from Homeward Bound. Not a tear left in my eye from that one.
yeah,
Oh
we should
yeah,
probably do
totally.
that.
Oh my God, I couldn't.
I'm gonna lose fans. I'm gonna lose us listeners. I don't like that movie that much.
What?
Uh-oh.
You don't have a
Mark might
heart? You're
quit.
not a dog person? Not a cat person? Okay.
I'm not,
Doc Brown, played by Christopher Lloyd. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Jordan,
Again,
one of his
Zemeckis.
all-times.
Another connection there.
Zemeckis.
Clue. Go back and see our episode of Clue. Just watched it this week, funny enough.
go back and listen to our Angels in the Outfield.
They're always
watching. Can't believe that movie. We did that,
We've
right?
never done that.
How have we never
We've
done
never
that?
done Angels in the Outfield?
No, we did. We've done Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
Go and see our Rookie of the Year.
The Page Master. I loved him in The Page Master as a kid. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. I forgot who's in The Page Master. He
Yep.
also plays Doc Brown again in 100 Ways to Die in the West or 1,000.
Yeah, he's kind of just,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
kind of
makes
just
a little-
Christopher Lloyd is just his, that's just his characters. Leah Thompson
True, but I
plays
like it.
Lorraine. Red Dawn is what I'm looking at here.
What else do I know her for? Oh, she's in Red Dawn?
Maybe not a main.
Yeah, but
like
I think
a
it's like
side character.
Okay.
kind
she's
of.
one of the four, but the lesser ones, I think.
Crispin Glover plays George McFly, the dad.
You know from that rap movie, Willard.
Willard.
There it is.
You know
He's
what?
in other things.
Actually like an embarrassing watch that I had as a kid was Like Mike. He's like the I don't know.
He's in Like Mike.
Yeah, he's like the owner of
guessing
the
the
I
orphanage.
assume
or
he's like the
something.
bad guy.
Yeah, he's like the owner of the foster kids.
Yeah, that checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Tom Wilson plays Biff.
Funny comedian. He check out his work on what was that Bo Burnham show where like Zach Stone will be famous or something. He played the
Yeah.
dad in that, and he was actually pretty funny. He's a stand-up though. Check him out. He's funny.
Mr. Strickland, we just did Top Gun, plays the principal or the whatever headmaster
he usually
at the
plays
school. James Tolkien.
that kind of role. He's mad
Oh,
at
yeah.
our protagonist. That's what he does.
Don't fire unless fired upon. There's some sneaky. There's Courtney Gaines plays. I think one of the.
Courtney Gaines plays the guy that's about to dance with
Mind if I cut in?
Lorraine. Yeah, it's
she's
like, can I
dragging him
cut
away.
in? And
Dragging
she
him away.
almost ruins it.
Can't forget
And then
Billy
he-
Zane is in this movie. He is part of Biff's gang. He makes a bigger appearance in 2 when he gets a line or 2 in there.
If you're wondering, did we just do back-to-back Billy Zane movies?
Yeah.
And now we're going to do back-to-back Billy
Back to
Zane
back.
movies?
Yeah, and
You're
are you,
goddamn right.
and are you wondering, are we going to cap that off with Memphis Belle? Probably not.
Maybe.
Maybe. Good.
Maybe.
We'll touch on maybe some other characters that come in the later movies in the franchise. We'll maybe quickly brush through this in the next ones, but we'll move on for now. Let's move on to Unverified. Welcome to the Cult Classics Movie Phone. It's July 3rd, 1985, and currently in theaters, you could have seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure,
Yeah, Pee Wee.
European Vacation,
Sure.
The Black Cauldron, the Disney movie I don't know that well,
Oh, yeah, nobody remembers that.
George A. Romero's Day of the Dead, The Man with One Red Shoe, that Tom Hanks movie, Mad Max Beyond Thunder Road, and a bunch of titles I didn't really recognize, so I didn't think it was worth my time, but you chose Back to the Future.
Can I just add the Black Cauldron?
Yeah. Sucks.
I don't remember that movie. I remember the
it's
name.
Here's what
sucks.
happens with that movie. When you see that, you're like, wait a second. This isn't Sword in the Stone? Or wait a second.
That's
isn't
what I was
Sleeping
like.
Beauty?
Wait, that's the one with the
Yeah,
sword,
Black
right? It's not.
Cauldron.
No, it's not the sword.
No,
in the
it's
stone.
confusing.
There is a sword in it.
It feels like it's like lost footage of those two movies. And like, can we make a whole movie out of this?
Oh, there's like
They're
three.
"All
There's
right."
3 witches. There's a dog. There's a frog.
Yeah.
So as of
Okay.
2010, Michael J. Fox said that he is still called McFly constantly on the street. The craziest one being in the Eastern Himalayas, a group of Buddhist monks passed him and one stopped and said, "Oh, Marty McFly."
Would it make you feel better if they just saw it now? They're like, oh, we just got a copy of it.
See, it would
Awesome.
be-
We got on Laserdisc though.
Just the Huey Lewis cameo. I didn't realize that until kind of today. That was Huey Lewis at
yeah?
the band auditions. The one who stood
That
up
was
and was
one
like,
of
"This
those
is too
Denise
loud."
Jones. Every time you're watching the movie, she'd have to
Oh.
be like, "That's Huey Lewis." In the
Yeah, I didn't have a Denise in my life, so
there-
never got that.
Oh, yes, you did.
That's true. I
Yeah.
didn't know who Huey Lewis
True.
was before this movie, for sure. And I don't know if I know what he looks like after this movie, but I'm like, that's Huey
Similar.
Lewis. Well, yeah, you know.
Just to keep your hopes up out there, this script was rejected 44 times before it was finally greenlit.
That's a lot.
Cameron,
It's a lot of
let's keep
rejection.
the
That's a
band.
lot
Let's
of
keep the band
rejections.
thing going. You know, why not?
We can do it. Jordan, do you have box office ones on this?
Oh no, I wasn't ready for that. But it was the top grossing release of 1985, which is surprising. Give me 1 second.
So we talked about there never being any probably sequel in the future, but Christopher Lloyd has stated that he always wanted to do one more in which Marty and Doc go back to ancient Rome. Do we have another story in us? I don't know.
No, not now. I'm
No.
sorry.
Would
I'm
we
sorry.
have then?
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been that one.
Marty, I'm back. It turns out life on this steam train sucks.
Okay, we had a July 3rd release date, 1985. Budget 19 mil, made a cool $388 million.
Not too shabby.
Those were the
Made your
days,
money
right?
back.
Call that a profit.
We've had this for a few of our movies, but in December of 2007, it was selected by the United States Library of Congress for preservation in the National Film Registry for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. So it's significant.
I don't. Yeah.
You know
it's
that-
up there
that
in modern
culturally
day
significant movie.
classics.
Yeah.
That like time capsule we sent out on the Voyager with like a bunch of like just nature sounds and whale sounds and like Beethoven music and the Beatles. Like we should have put this on there.
In a VHS of Back to the Future.
Hell
This
yeah.
movie should be on the like AFI Top 100 in the remake, but they left off a lot of things. You know what they didn't leave off? Tootsie. Come at me. That movie should not be on the top 100. Anyway, you know what else came out in 1985? And you're going to be surprised.
What, you?
I was surprised myself. No, I came out in 1986.
Got it.
Late in 86. But Teen Wolf also came out in 1985.
Big year.
What
How
a
did I miss
banger
that?
of a year.
Not the same month. Gotcha.
No, it wasn't the same month, but it was like, I think months apart, if you give me a second.
Plus, he was doing Family Ties, killing it, Michael J. Fox. Yeah, the year of the Fox.
Here are the writers Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis received a fan letter from John DeLorean thanking them for immortalizing his car. I kind of delved into John DeLorean and his time with like he was with GMC
Wait on
for a
me.
bit.
This guy's fun.
And like wanted to like
I think there's a few different
do his own thing.
documentaries on Netflix.
Oh, is there? That'd be interesting. It's kind of interesting. He just like wanted
Yeah, I think there
to
are.
do his own thing and kind of didn't work out. But
Well, one of the biggest things, the downfall was they were transporting like cocaine, right?
Yeah, there's something really illegal that he was doing that he got busted for.
Back to Teen Wolf, just real quick. August 23rd, 1985 release date, just like a month later.
Oh,
$4 million budget, made a cool 80 mil at the box office. Not a bad year for Michael J.
nice.
Fox.
Ow. Also for you, DeLoreans are still being built today in Texas using old stock and reproduction parts. The new models come with a fake flux capacitor, which of course is just decoration.
oh yeah, they made body kits like back after the film was released just to like for DeLoreans at the time to
Make
make it
it
look like the time machine or whatever.
That's pretty fun.
That's pretty
I'd throw it on there, wouldn't you?
The big ass.
I did see
backing
one
kit.
DeLorean. I did see one DeLorean in the wild like 5 years ago in Boston, and I took a picture. I'm like, I've never seen a DeLorean out in the wild. It was
lot of
not
the times-
driving. They're notoriously known for being one of the most like finicky, unreliable cars ever made, and it was parked.
Well, there's also
I
the
feel like when I do see
sorry.
a DeLorean, it's a mock Back to the Future DeLorean. I feel like it is a prop more than
You guys have been
anything
into
I see.
the Chicago coffee shop, the Wormhole. That's kind of what they're like. There's literally a DeLorean time machine inside.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess
I
I
have been.
haven't-
Yeah, I have been there. You're right. You're right.
If you are wondering, I did look this up because I was curious. Does a bolt of lightning, is that 1.21 gigawatts? Yes, it is. It was accurate. Or gigawatts, if you will. Yeah.
Also, I did look into the gigawatt. We changed the pronunciation. It used to be a gigawatt, but we switched to the soft G gigawatt, and that is what we currently.
I don't know about you, but I'm not getting giggy with it.
Well, we might in 20 years. We might.
I think
switch
Will
to a
Smith
jiggy
had it
again.
right.
Also, just fun fact: Michael J. Fox did not have to learn to skateboard for this film. He actually said this role and him growing up were very similar. He used to skate around. He wanted to be a musician. He was trying to pick up girls, and that was, very close to Marty McFly. But they did have a stunt
Yeah, I was
person
about
for
to say,
some
yeah.
of it because obviously,
Yeah.
Couldn't just be him, yeah.
obviously some of the car sketch and shit he couldn't. But if you look, some of it is him grabbing onto the cars and stuff. Jordan, you've been to film school. Did you come across this? Southern California's film school of writing classes uses the screenplay from Back to the Future as their model for the perfect screenplay.
No, I had a weird teacher be like, "It's From Hell." I'm like, I think you really like From Hell, but we shouldn't
Like
be teaching
the Johnny
Johnny
Depp From
Depp's
Hell?
From Hell. Yeah, that's who my screenwriting one teacher's like. This is the perfect script. I'm like, do they even check your curriculum? Why are we doing this?
I wonder.
Okay, I do like From Hell, but I don't think it's like necessarily a good movie.
And I like Back to
Well,
the
the
Future, but I don't
script, I
know if
guess,
it's
is
like
flawless.
the perfect screenplay.
Yeah, I
Apparently it is.
I
It's
don't
in
know.
use. This film was banned in mainland China for a while because of the notion of time travel. The notion of time travel disrespects history. The ban has since lifted, but initially on the theatrical release, they wouldn't show it.
Well, they're fucking lost.
So, has everyone been on the Universal Backlot tour?
Yes.
So we've seen the clock tower and we've seen the square. Did you know that as of 2011, that Hill Valley clock tower has been set on fire 3 different times on accident?
You mean just in the black, like the backlot, or just caught on
Yeah, it's
fire?
caught on fire. The first one happened shortly after finishing part 2. All the original surrounding buildings burned down to the ground. The second fire was in 1994. It almost destroyed the structure. And then in 2008, a fire destroyed the nearby King Kong ride set. That's why that one is gone. And it also scorched some of the tower as well. So it's been
Man,
part
it's
of
been
3
through it.
Been
backlot
through the
fires.
ringer.
but it's still there today, I think.
So when we were talking about Christopher Glover's movies, I really don't know all that many, but I do know that he showed up on the Letterman show and he had one of those real iconic TV moments where he just, I don't know if it was stage like performance arts or he really freaked out, but YouTube it. It's worth a watch.
She seems like such a weird dude.
Oh, it's so weird.
To give that a little context, during filming, Crispin Glover would appear to be so nervous because he was a starting actor that he would be speechless and he would be unable to speak. So he had to do ADR for a lot of his stuff, where he was just on set mouthing out his lines.
Hey, you, get your damn hands off.
Well, I mean, his work in Little Bow
That's what we
Wow's
got.
Like Mike is, I mean, astounding. He's clearly made leaps and bounds in those 10 short years.
So famously, Michael J. Fox had always been the first choice to play Marty McFly, but he was busy doing Family Ties, and at the time, Meredith Baxter was pregnant, so they were heavily leaning on him to kind of film a lot of the material while she was out. So the show's producers would not let him go, and they ended up starting filming Back to the Future with Eric Stoltz. He famously took the film not as a comedy, but a method actor. Many people, when he was finally let go, didn't even know his name was Eric. They thought his name was Marty because he refused to get out of character. The point is, he didn't end up meshing well with people. I know Biff has a beef with him about a scene they did together.
Biff has beef. Let's not.
Biff has beef. But they ended up being able to get Michael J. Fox. He would have to go straight after filming from Family Ties, and he would just sleep in the car ride, usually only getting like 5 hours of sleep a night, and he would go straight into doing night shots for Back to the Future, and then they would do the daytime shots during the weekend so he could get it all out. That's pretty much it. So they ended up firing Stolze midway through production, having to re-film half the movie.
They did film 6 weeks, and that was probably, not quite half the movie. But what a baller move. I wonder how often that pays off. You're like, we got it. This is just not working.
He must have
pulled the plug.
He was either that bad or he was just that much of an asshole to work with, you know?
Okay, so I've definitely heard this before, and I think this is one of the most unverified, unknown, fun facts about the movie. I took it from another point of view. What if you were another actor on that movie and they're like, you can just get fired just like that? They fired the main guy, like Billy Zane's like really snapping in the background. He's like, you know what I mean? I just feel like you'd have your P's and Q's on, or if I was, I don't know, anybody else, like Chris from Glover, I'm sure he's like, oh, no.
Famously, I think they did bring in Biff to tell him the news, and he ended up crying because he thought he was being let go, and they let him know they were getting rid of Stoltz. And he was like, oh, thank God it wasn't working out.
But if you want to know some films that Eric Stoltz did watch or work in, stay tuned to our Memphis Belle episode.
He's great.
And maybe our Anaconda episode. He's a guy that has to get, he's got the straw in the neck. Yeah, check out.
We're definitely Anaconda quality movie podcast. I could see us getting there.
Oh yeah, we could probably step into it right now. Let's talk about
On that note, let's move it on to questions.
Comments.
animosities.
Questions, comments, animosity.
I just have to say off the bat, I always think this, and he would die from that speaker blowing at the beginning. When Marty plugs into that giant speaker and turns it up to 11, not only would that explode
launched across the room.
Yeah, if it knocks you in the air, you're never hearing again. That much is for sure.
I'm going to piggyback off this. Pretty rude thing to do to Doc. Just blew out a speaker. I don't know what the end game was with that speaker.
Maybe even on his note, like, hey, like, just you might get killed at the end, and also, your speaker, I kind of fucked that up too. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's wicked blown. And
I'm going to delve into the opening credits because I hadn't seen it for a while, and we're watching with the eye of this podcast. One, I love this era of movie making. You got this, you got Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure, I believe,
to
too.
some extent, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, a little bit of Ghostbusters. They love inventors just trying to get your morning done without
Gremlins.
The
this is a very
make it
Gremlins bathroom buddy type of situation. They should get together.
True.
Stu
I love it
Pickles.
too.
Just a question: the beginning clock experiment that they talk about, it's like whatever sets 25 minutes back. Is that a time travel thing, or is that Doc just being kind of insane?
No, I have read into it. It's supposed to be because like there is one clock that's on time, and the rest are off. So it seems like he was already doing some sort of experiments.
Got it. Yeah, I was curious about that at the end. Like,
I've never really paid attention to that, but that is like an Easter egg that is meant to be caught.
I actually never thought of that. I'm just like, oh, Doc in his crazy house or garage, whatever. Do you want a little character animosity I have? We all know that Marty McFly is a goddamn slacker, right? That's just, but what slacker wakes up before school, goes to somebody's house, and skateboards to school and almost gets
Hey, I got
time?
drugs, but you got to meet me in the parking lot at 1 a.m. That kind of guy, Jordan. A lot of people would do that.
But he's not a slacker for lack of waking
No, he's
up
just not
on
a
time.
school. He's not a great student. That doesn't mean he's not a good guy or a smart guy or a good musician or an okay skateboarder.
On that same thing with the slacker, like once he finally gets to school late, Mr. Strickland spots him and says like, "Oh, your dad was a slacker too when he went to school here." A couple things. I don't think that nerdy guy was really that much of a slacker.
No, he
If
was a
anything, I think he was an
tryhard. He was a
overachiever.
nerd, yeah.
Try hard. And then B, what was that? 30 years ago? How old is Mr. Strickland?
Yeah.
Jesus, this guy ever
How
have
old is
hair?
he?
He has to
90
be at
years
least
old?
a million. Yeah, he has to be in his 80s by now.
We would run into people. Maybe Cameron didn't have it.
Yeah, I actually
but
had the same teacher as my dad.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Mr. Schultz. It was his first year teaching, and it was my last year for his teaching, which is
30 years though, and he was still balding. And I'm just saying,
he has a good skin regimen.
maybe your dad had like a nice young, fresh out of college, student teacher type of
He's
situation.
the same.
But you'll find that he's misusing slacker across the board. I think he should have been like, "You're a dipshit. Your dad
he
was
needs
a
to be like,
dipshit.
"You're an asshole,
Dipshit.
McFly.
Slacker's
Your
in the
dad
right."
was an asshole. You're an
Yeah.
asshole." That's what he's trying to say.
He was a little bit better of a student, but I can see a family of assholes.
So
You guys are all assholes. Your mom, smoke show, but you,
my
assholes.
first main question, animosity with the actual movie is, what is Marty McFly doing with Doc Brown? Like, I get that they have like a time loop now, but something had to start that at some point where that old man and this young, cool skateboarding rocker team just had a friendship. Why?
Somebody skateboards in the
Cameron-
double pine tree parking lot, and somebody does experiments. I
It's
don't know.
It's
Don't
the last
ask.
question I have on my list. So after the movie, I'm like, so he knows Doc because he has to know Doc? Was the paradox
Yeah, we have
thing?
a paradox,
Like,
but at some point, both of them made a conscious choice in some reality to be like, we should probably be best
hold
friends.
on, though. Let's talk through this, and maybe I'm wrong here.
It checks to me.
No relation. They aren't neighbors in any way. It's just that somehow they ended up bonding. Maybe it's just like, hey, I'm working on audio equipment. I can see you're into that, kid. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was a guitar thing.
There is a big plot hole there. It's just weird. Like, how do they start?
No,
I think on Reddit that's explained.
The movie starts, and if you don't get the exposition, you don't get the exposition.
I'm
They're
fine
friends.
with the exposition. I
That's
get
it.
they're friends. I'm just
Deal
saying,
with it.
why?
Here's what's even more weird. Of course, we're gonna have fun with this. The principal's like, you still hanging out with that crazy old scientist? People know they're friends,
know.
Cameron. There's no secret. Everybody's like, yeah.
It's like if I was like, I'm real good friends with, he used to work for NASA and stuff.
Cameron, hold on. We're not going to dox his name, but we had a crazy guy in town who would come to all the football games.
Yeah.
Everybody would kind of be kind of friends
it'd
with
be
the
like
guy.
me hanging out
Maybe
with
we
him.
stumbled down
That's
to
what
his
I'm
invention
saying.
shop.
Get ready to bleep out my recasting. Yeah, we're gonna have to name his name. Okay, we'll go on to that. I don't know why they're friends. Does it make sense? Hell no, it doesn't. Do you want to hear my first real animosity? I absolutely hate the size of Marty's guitar. It really pisses me off. I hate that guitar
first one.
so
that little
damn
one
much.
that he's
The
messing
first
around
one.
with at the credits. Gotcha. That like ukulele looking
Hate
guitar.
it so much.
Yeah.
Hate it
was
so
the-
much. Hate it as a kid. Hate it now as a
Hate it now.
36-year-old. Don't like
It's
it
like
at
a
all.
travel. It's like a travel thing. Like maybe it's portable. I don't know.
I think he
It's
auditioned.
small.
I think he auditioned with it though, right?
No, he didn't.
had a
He
real
didn't.
guitar by that point.
Okay.
He had like an Ibanez. It was a cool Ibanez, actually. I was
And animosity off of
Okay,
that,
cool.
though. I do hate every fictionalized movie portrayal of someone as an aspiring musician. It's either they're a burnout and it's like Dylan from Modern Family, or it's like, we just need the one shot, that one show at the high school to make everything happen. It's never the case. That's all. Just hate it.
Oh yeah, like Marty's. I guess I kind of forget this, but he wants to be like a rock star, right? Like a famous person.
He wants to be a writer like his dad, just a different kind.
Actually, I did cringe a little bit. Came to that same point when just send the tape into the record company, and like not sort of just generalized record company that will just sign you and make you rich
I'm going to
and
make one of
famous.
these movies and I'm going to have it like, all you have to do is play a shit ton of shows at small venues where no one cares. And then eventually.
And then the times change and now you have to become a TikToker.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. You didn't get famous fast enough, kid.
Keep going. What else do you guys got?
Also,
What else
just
you guys
comment.
got?
His school in present day is pretty trashy for just like a small town, like a suburban California.
The whole town is.
Trashy town. Hill Valley's a trashy town.
No, his present day. It's just the whole thing is just
That's what I mean. The whole time, the like porno theaters and like
They got porno
graffiti
theaters.
everywhere.
for a small town. That like what is this like the Pottersville?
Yeah, it's well. I think
Well, it can get
so.
worse. We all know it can get worse. We're getting ahead of ourselves. I do want to say that this movie does have like the most product placement of anything
That's a
I've
lot.
ever seen. They had like Miller Lite, Bud Light. They had Toys R Us, J.C. Penney's. Man, they get like an NFL type commercial. That is all over the Hill Valley Mall. I almost want to go to shop at J.C. Penney's now. They got a Texaco. They got Pepsi. They got Pepsi Free. All over the goddamn place. It's crazy. Obviously, the DeLorean. If that's not a commercial for something, what is?
Very true.
I was reading. This is kind of super unverified, but why they used Pepsi instead of Coke is because the Coke branding hadn't changed since the 50s.
Oh, it just
and
that's
Pepsi kind of
funny.
like their logos had changed so much it kind of like enhanced the product placement. Same with like Texaco instead of
Makes sense.
whatever BP or whatever it would have been. So that was kind of interesting.
Also, the sole reason they
that is
chose the
kinda fun.
DeLorean was because they wanted something that would have the side door, so it would look like a spacecraft that would make sense for a future.
what do they call those? Suicide doors?
No, suicide or the open.
Suicide doors.
I forget what
They open up like this.
I forget what those ones are called.
They open like this, and then those are butterfly doors. I think.
that's right. Also, just comment:
Butterfly
remote control DeLorean's cool enough. Marty's right to be like, "Holy shit! Did you hook up a remote control to that car?" I would have been done there. Let's whip some shitties in the parking lot.
That whole scene, and I've thought about this for a Robot Chicken, and maybe they've done it. They're just setting themselves up to run
Yeah,
themselves
if Doc's
over.
wrong, they're getting hit by a car in a parking lot at 88 miles per hour. No
he
one knows
said-
they're there.
Stand to the side.
Well, except for those terrorists.
On the phone call, he says it's his first time trying the experiment. How Doc's insane.
Something minor worked
Or
at my
drunk.
house with some clocks and shit, but I think I'm ready to stand on in front of the train and just,
I don't. Yeah. Here's some funny things that I never picked up on. I totally missed at the beginning when Marty's in Doc's shed or whatever. In the background, the news is on, and they're like, somebody
the
stole
stolen
plutonium.
uranium story.
I never noticed that before. And then,
How do you think they acquired the plutonium? You just accepted that as a child? That's where they've got that.
I don't think I was paying attention to the plot until we get to 1950, or like right before that. So yeah, it all checked for me.
Okay, what do you think of this? Because this story's all cute and fun, but Doc Brown is working with terrorists and like stealing plutonium. I want to see that prequel
Yeah,
of
tricked
young
him.
Rick and Morty like going in with a laser gun and getting that plutonium.
Well, the question is, how did he meet these Libyan terrorists?
That's what I'm talking about. I want to see that pre-story.
Yeah, I guess the meeting, but they wanted him to make a bomb or something. And like, he's in some deep waters. And they're not the only ones looking for him. This is going to be a long cat and mouse thing.
Okay, we're going to fast forward to the end of the movie. He does avoid getting murdered, right? But his problems with the Libyans don't go away.
And they just like flip the van like 50 yards away. They're within earshot. Like they're coming over. They're crawling out. And
I guess the good thing is, though, that Doc still has a time machine. He's like, I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
And once the Libyans catch wind that Doc killed a couple of their mercenaries, like this is
it's heating up. It's
extra
only
bad
heating
for
up from
Doc.
there. And
It's only
and then
heating
the
up.
news the next day. What we didn't catch in Back to the Future too is like local crash of random like terrorist Libyans found in Hill Valley.
No kidding. Do you want to hear real animosity I found out in this movie? You could not, even with the mall parking lot empty, no cars getting to 88 miles per hour in that limited space. That actually really pissed me off. during
And also,
Well,
go
also
ahead.
Paul, like a Paul Blart situation. That guy's gonna love to call the cops in on whatever DeLorean's
100%.
whipping donies in the fucking parking lot.
Also, I know it's like a fun like comic look, but you can't crash into a barn at 88 miles per hour into hay. You're gonna die.
You're dead.
You can't, there's
That's
a
it.
couple crashes at
Roll
88.
credits.
You can't do it. You just die.
Yeah, he's got a pitchfork sticking through his chest.
Yes, same with the
It's a goddamn barn.
The terrorist crash, like they just crash into like I think like a newsstand and just like
kiosk
stopped
or a bus stop
them
or
dead in their
something.
tracks.
Yeah. Somebody's going to get to work
Oh
tomorrow. It's like,
no, there's dead
my
Libyans
kiosk is
everywhere.
gone. Damn.
Oh no! Oh my god.
Okay, also, I don't think a bulletproof vest can stop machine gun fire unless Doc invented something like.
Oh, they unloaded so much machine guns.
Like Marty's note was like,
him.
they're going to shoot you. He didn't say with what. So he's like, oh shit, when he pulls out that machine gun.
Yeah, he thinks they have like muskets.
They're talking,
Automatic machine
talking
gun.
at the end. I saw this movie so young, I was confused at the end, and I'm like, okay, because Doc's still wearing his rubber gloves, and then he opens up the chest, and he doesn't say anything to Marty for a second. He just kind of looks at him bewildered. I'm like, oh my god! I saw this movie so
He's a
young.
robot.
I'm like, Doc Brown's a robot? It took me a while to understand that it was a bulletproof vest and he ran the water. But as a kid, I'm like, Doc became a robot? Because he doesn't say anything for
I
like...
think he does say bulletproof.
Yeah, I think it's implied.
I think he says it right after.
I
No,
figured.
Doc, Marty does, but Doc
yes.
doesn't. Doc just kind of looks at him like data, like computing. I don't know. We were all
fair.
confused, right?
I have a pretty big animosity, and I get that we have Back to the Future. We know about paradoxes. We know about time things, but Marty is such a flagrant asshole of following his parents around and trying to interact with them. Like, never crossed his mind that could be bad at all.
Oh.
Like, granted, I've seen so many time travel movies because of this, but
I think the biggest thing with this is... No, I'm just saying the biggest thing to me is how would they not remember that they met somebody that's exactly
the producer did say, think about this, though, 30 years ago, that one transfer kid that was in school less than a week and only went to like one day of classes.
Yeah, but that guy that made us get to know each other and eat, I don't know. I just think they would remember him since it was
It
such
does
a
seem
big
like
moment.
he a little something more.
I think once
His dad spent a whole week with him, and okay,
I think when the
I'll
time
rephrase
loop
it like this.
resets, I think everything they just washes. They wouldn't remember
just
that.
back to normal.
That's how it
and if
went.
anything, wouldn't they name him Calvin Klein? Probably.
That's true. It wouldn't be Marty. They should have just
That'd be
switched
kinda
his name.
funny.
That would have been fun. It's like, oh my god, this is great. My new life is awesome. I've got that sweet Toyota, but his name's like, I don't know,
Calvin Klein McFly.
Calvin. It would be Calvin Klein. Calvin Klein McFly. It's like, oh, that sucks. That's a bummer, but I guess I got to deal with
But
it.
just Marty's not trying to speak the lingo, play long. Like he realized as soon as he realizes, like in the center of town, that he's like in a twilight zone. Like try to blend in, like make a plan.
I do have a question. And I did watch for it on this. So he really doesn't. Does he actually go to school and take classes? For a
No,
week?
that's the whole thing. He goes for like a day and he goes like lunch and he follows his parents around, but he's not like going to class.
Well, Doc was there too. Just an old crazy man was in the school.
It's the 50s. That's fine. And he was much younger back then. He was in his 40s. Wouldn't it in general just his interaction then with Doc really fuck
assume.
everything up?
Well, Jordan, yeah, and that's why we have a second and a third movie.
Yeah,
There's a lot of problems, yeah.
And I know this happens in the other ones. You got to play sports bet or something, don't you? I mean, what do we do? Sports almanac kind of thing. Well, I guess he does it with the song, the music, but like record that music and then
Yeah, like maybe do something with that.
I do just want to make a preference. I love this movie. I miss movies like this. I miss like fun,
love this
family
movie.
friendly, just wacky movies. But we're just gonna make fun of it because that's what the podcast is, right? Shout out to our sister Megan. I think it's her favorite movie. I don't know if it's. This
I think
one
she's
or
a
number two,
213,
but
maybe. Maybe
do you guys go? Oh, I was just gonna ask. I'm a 1, 2, 3.
I'm a 213. I
1, 2,
can see
3.
why it could be 1, 2, 3 because one's a classic and can be a standalone. But I love the future parts.
You never would be a 3, 2, 1.
No, I actually really don't like 3 that much. I've never been a Western guy.
I like 3. It's not bad. I like silly westerns.
Not my thing as much, but I still like it. I like them all. Comment, not quite an animosity, but that board that Marty is skating on in the 50s, the wheels would never operate like that. Like he would hit the smallest thing and fly off it.
A small pebble.
Yeah, the wheels just are not meant to be ridden like that for that thing.
I do have a little animosity there. I believe that 2 of Biff's friends would have been dead.
Buried under that pile of shit where you can't even see him anymore.
Suffocated under that big old pile
The
of
next day
shit.
at school, did you hear that
Getting
those 20-year-olds that Biff hangs out with suffocated in a pile of shit in the town square yesterday?
Here's an animosity. How this as a kid still do. People didn't say butthead that much in the 50s. I don't think they said it at all.
Butthead's pretty funny though,
I don't
right?
know that to be true.
Funny
or not.
word. Not kidding. I looked it up. It didn't become prominent until the like 80s.
Oh, well, then that makes sense. That's why it's there.
It may have
Like you-
derived from calling someone a butterhead, like
Butterface?
Butterface. No, that's something different.
You could call me like a cocksucker, dickhead, but butthead, like that hurts. That hurts deeper than like you fucking idiot. You butthead. Like, yeah, that hurts.
Hey, butthead.
I just want to comment
Damn.
in an animosity, just again to put this in kind of perspective. Marty messed up so bad by being flagrant in the beginning that he almost erased his siblings and caused his mother to be raped in a parking lot by the school bully instead of
Almost.
very close.
Almost.
It seemed, instead of just having like an awkward marriage with George McFly. Not too bad.
Well, then they just include Biff at the end. Like after all that happened, Lorraine just is including.
You would
Is letting this
So-
happen.
so,
She didn't
yeah,
forget.
wouldn't
I
want
don't
that
think.
guy around still all the time.
Lingering.
Yeah.
No.
That's weird.
I do want to say, for all the progression that our society has, this was no problems in the 80s. There was like almost a rape, but on top of that, there was incest, and we were just like, yeah, it's a family
I think
movie.
it's always
You go
kind
see
of
it.
been a
It's
joke,
PG.
that there's so much almost mom boning in this movie, though.
Yeah, but nobody
cares?
brings up
Yeah,
enough
yes.
that like nobody brings up enough that like Biff really was about to.
Yeah, it got dark a couple times.
Let's switching gears here. Crispin Glover's laugh at the dinner table.
Hey, is he eating peanut brittle? Does he pull
Yeah,
just a whole bowl of peanut brittle?
Awesome.
Yeah, he poured the whole bag into a bowl. You could just eat it out of the bag.
I don't even remember that scene all that well. I was kind of forgot that the mom's just down in vodka.
Yeah, she's an alcoholic.
Completely forgot that.
Well,
Future Biff World's very similar.
Oh, I'll give you one up. So we've got the once we get back and we've changed the future. Now his family's successful, right? But why do his siblings still live at home then?
Yeah, that's weird.
If he's like a lawyer going to the office and
Maybe they
the
just have
sister-
breakfast as a family, Jordan. They're close. They're the McFlys.
I guess it might have been no. He's going to work.
Yeah,
it
they're
wasn't
all
even
there.
the
I don't
weekend. It was
know.
like the weekday. What's that all about?
Maybe he's just like a... No.
you're saving money.
Yeah,
Come
saving
on.
money. I don't know.
We can all agree Biff is a bad guy, but do you kind of like the like whipped down Biff?
Kind
like,
of.
like he's a little fun, even though he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy.
Just comment, how kind of terrifying would it have been for all those kids in the 50s? It would have ruined them if Marty McFly failed and just disappeared on stage in front of all of them at their dance.
He was starting to. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Someone
it
maybe
was
saw...
clo-
Calvin
Yeah, what is
Tan
that?
is...
Calvin Tan is just gone.
But imagine
that
if he
scene-
just
that scene,
disappeared,
though-
the guitar drops, everyone
Yeah.
screams and
Oh,
runs
that
like
would have
it's
sucked for that
Casper.
one guy whose guitar it was.
True.
Like, oh man, That
You
guy
already
disappeared,
sliced my
which was
hand.
crazy, but he broke my guitar.
It
Also,
slams the
animosity. George is a loser. Just because he punched Biff in the parking lot, people would not immediately be like, you should run for class president. Have you ever thought of blah, blah, blah? He's still George McFly.
It's one of my bigger animosities of the movie is that there's no way Lorraine is falling for George. I mean, after seeing Calvin Klein with the guitar at the dance, like she's chasing Calvin Klein down until he, I don't know,
after the
disappears.
music. Well, if you forget though, the music's very strange and they aren't fans of it. It starts nice, but it turns out he's kind of weird. So maybe she's dodging a bullet.
So, but like, they're saying that Chuck Berry heard that song from Marty, but Chuck Berry would have written the song anyway. Like
or
2 years
they're
later.
saying Chuck Berry would have stolen
Stole
anything
the
over
song.
the phone from his cousin. Yeah,
He stole
matter
the song.
what he heard.
He did steal a song. Also, hell of a phone call.
Yeah, life
I'm
changing.
40 feet from stage. You can hear that. He's like, what is that? Let me write this down. This is not the worst, but it's pretty close to up there for definitely that's not Michael J. Fox
Singing, yeah, but it is his hands mock playing. So
Did
one
he-
of my
did he
actually
play
as a
the
kid,
guitar?
I
He
loved
learned that
that. I
part.
love that scene.
yeah, I did
And
too.
Cameron, we're like clearly just because we play guitar and whatever, we notice those little things now, especially with scenes like that. But like, I don't know,
he learned the part. He's playing it accurately.
to somebody who doesn't know it, like they're not going to notice a thing.
So I've always had this as one of my bigger animosities for the movie. Why couldn't we just get a long cable so that the car could just drive 88 instead of trying to hit that pole? Like, just get an extra like 200 yards.
I've got an answer for you.
Sure. Tangles? Just,
Well, that and Doc didn't even put enough slack on the one that goes straight up to the clock tower. It got
So it's a lack of
snagged on
cable. It's just a
It's
cable
lack
amount.
of cable. He didn't
Okay.
even put enough slack on that one. So
that makes sense, I guess. It just always bothered me that we couldn't just plug in, have a bunch spooled up, take off, let it unwind, and then just, when it happens, it happens. Again, he crashes into the theater at 88, by the way, in present day. But
You're bringing that back up.
Another big animosity when Marty's like, wait, I'm in a time machine. I can go back and save Doc with 10 extra minutes. Go back
You
the whole
gotta
day.
give
Get a sandwich, take a shower.
Go 2
change,
days.
and
Try
then-
to get busy
Yeah.
with Jennifer a little bit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe take a week off. Like, you'll go to school, you'll sleep in your garage or something. Yeah, just like
Yeah.
take it easy.
What's the jet lag on that? Because he did a whole week and he just did a dance and he just almost disappeared.
Well, it definitely takes that time off your life. He lived that time, so you know.
That's true, yeah.
Maybe if he goes back too far, the slacker things comes up again. Maybe he forgets. Maybe he, I don't know.
True. Why would you go to school? You're already going to school. There's already a copy.
You don't have to be to go to school just to be a slacker. Look at Jordan.
That's true.
I think you're confusing slacker for chill as fuck. I'm chill guy, chill cool guy. What do you love about this movie? What's the best thing? Is it DeLorean's number one? Is it the chemistry?
It's the 80s vibe. It's the aesthetic of like the old stuff in the 50s too, like the Under the Sea dance. It's also the song. It's everything about it. It's the pop culture significance. It's just such a big movie, you know, in its franchise.
I don't think that we remember a time, the three of us, when this wasn't like an iconic.
Yeah, I was born in 90.
Yeah, I mean, I was born right a year after this, but by the time, you know, this was already. You know, this was a shit.
Also, comment, the lightning would kill Doc in the 50s when he puts the cable back in. Marty's going to get back to the future, and Doc
it's 1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah, you can't survive that.
Luckily, he doesn't have to worry about the Libya. Oh, wait, if he died there, then what happens to Marty? He just kind of disappears?
No, he goes to the future, and everything, maybe the car just disappears. He just appears in bed like it was a bad dream.
Like, oh, cool.
Also, he's going to get to the future, and he's like, what do you mean Doc was arrested in 1950 for a failed weather experiment that blew up the clock tower and like caused a lightning storm to form out of nowhere and immediately disappear? As soon as Marty like strikes, no more thunderstorm. It's gone.
Yeah, it stopped right away.
The thunderstorm went with him. He absorbed the power of the lightning and zipped into the movie theater.
That was it.
Not a great look for Doc, in the eyes of the town. Ruined the
crazy scientist
clock tower.
Ruins the clock tower.
I don't think he was yet considered a crazy
had something
scientist
to do with it.
then yet.
No, but I mean, he is by the time Marty's there because
crazy stoner.
This is something. I honestly may not have picked up to this time. I didn't realize that when the police comes up to Doc, he's like, "Do you have a permit for that?" He's like, "Of course I do."
And he's paying him off.
Him.
Yep.
I don't think I ever noticed that at all.
Oh, I didn't.
He's like, yeah, of course I do. I'm like, there's no way that Doc has a permit. And then he like reaches into his pocket and he's like pulling out like 20s or something.
I thought it was just off screen. Interesting.
You know what? People aren't gonna. Peeping Toms showed up way more in TV shows.
This is the second time you're hard defending Peeping Tom.
No. I'm not defending. I just like forget that it was so. It wasn't even that big of a deal. It's like he wasn't.
Well, now they're just called sexual. There's a different name for it.
Yeah, I know. It's not so playful. I know. I just want to let people know this is what we grew up in. They're like, look at that Peeping Tom. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
I'm not for it.
Is that the second
not
point?
Against it.
My second point is to outline the first point.
My second point was I can't believe out of all the people to recast, they let Crispin Glover act through this whole fucking movie. He is so goddamn weird, and I don't know if his character needs to be. It works because whatever, but it shouldn't because it sucks.
It is shocking learning that he couldn't even vocalize on set and had to dub it in. But as we'll see in Back to the Future 2, though, it makes sense why maybe he doesn't make it onto the rest of the movies, Jordan. So.
Yeah, we're good. We've had enough. But I don't think it's because of his acting. I think it's just because he was such a nutcase off of, behind the scenes. I think they were okay with his acting.
Let's move it on to recasting. Recasting. It's a trilogy, so we're going to give you this 3 times in a row. So we're going to, go quick. So
this could be interesting. I kind of like this.
We're keeping it pretty tight.
So what we're going to do is, in this one, we're going to do a recasting, but we're going to do a complete new one in the next 2 and 3.
Let's start with Jennifer. Did you guys have Jennifer? She will be more prevalent in the next one, so it's fine if you didn't.
Yeah, and like in the next one, I'm going to recast her. So I am starting with Molly Ringwald. Throw somebody in from the 80s and let it ride.
I thought about it. I'm actually cool with that. I'm doing Winona Ryder.
Ooh, that's good.
She'll bring some fun to it. Mark, did you have one?
Danica McKellar, Winnie Cooper.
Oh, okay.
Obviously an older Winnie Cooper, but yeah.
Who'd you guys have for Biff? I really like mine.
Can I go first? Because I do like mine. Gary Busey.
Okay.
Now, you got to picture him young, and he did act young before he's completely off the register.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Young Gary Busey works.
I did Brendan Fraser.
Oh,
just someone playing a meathead bully, kind of. I think he'd be perfect at it.
Definitely a good body type for it.
Body type. Yeah, I did Brendan Fraser too.
Perfect. I like that one a lot. I think he'd.
I can see him like I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of a look, like just mannerisms. He could play
good,
that asshole.
Yeah,
like,
he has good mean doofus asshole vibe.
Yeah.
Plus, most importantly, he says butthead.
Butthead.
He definitely does.
He'd kill it, and I think he'd really like wear that gray wool. Biff
Oh yeah, I
jacket
think he'd wear the
bomber
attire
pretty well.
great. Who'd you have
Anyway,
for
Gary Busey was okay too.
I liked it.
I can kind of see him with that buzz, but like both
had
Gary
it.
Busey and Brendan Fraser could pull that like sort of high and tight haircut.
Yeah, it's
off,
his
too.
look from Blast in the Past, essentially, just as a bully.
That's what I'm thinking of then. Yeah.
Who'd you have for
Okay.
George?
So I'll go first because I really had a tough time doing with this. So I did Rob Lowe based off the weird energy that I get for Crispin Glover.
Okay.
Now I know he's way too good looking.
Yeah,
but take that energy is what I'm going
kinda
with.
get
Crispin
Rob
Glover
Lowe energy.
like young Crispin Glover isn't that bad looking with that. Like he gets weirder looking as he gets older. He's not he's a handsome guy.
But it's not like Rob Lowe looks.
Correct.
Is what I'm
Correct.
saying. So that's the problem.
Hear me out. I think I have one that you're gonna like. Justin Long, much funnier performance.
Oh, I could see that.
Dude, that's fucking great.
Dodgeball,
Jeepers,
Jeepers Creepers, a bunch of stuff. Gorgeous.
You guys seen Barbarian?
Yep. Oh yeah, he's in that too.
No, I haven't.
Walking
yet.
Wild.
Is he in that?
Anyways, yeah.
It's good. Check it out.
He's in a sneaky amount of horror movies, right?
Kind of.
I did. Fuck. I have 3 here, so I guess I'm gonna save them. Judge Reinhold.
Okay. I
Ooh,
kind
I
of
like
like
that.
that.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
So your Judge Reinhold will go into. Damn it! I should have done it. Okay, that's
Judge
good.
Reinhold for
Damn,
me could
that's
also
good.
just randomly be any of Biff's Goonies. Probably the Billy Zane one for some reason though.
Sure.
But, whatever. What about Lorraine? I like mine. Amy Adams.
Oh, Amy Adams wrote it down.
Dude, I thought of that earlier. I'm like, I always try to go for more of the
Period.
at least the
Of that
decade.
time.
I did Jennifer Grey.
Okay. That could work.
Oh, I definitely thought about throwing her in somewhere. I just didn't.
I'm cool with that.
All right, but weird.
What do you have for Doc? I don't know how you guys will feel about it. Jim Carrey.
I get it.
Him
Almost
now
like
though
now
is toned
Jim
down
Carrey,
enough
though.
that it could be.
Almost now Jim
Yeah,
Carrey,
because
right?
Yeah, you'd want now Jim
him
Carrey.
in like Series of Unfortunate Events. That was toned down enough and good to be like that kind of Doc. That's eccentric.
That's
for sure.
like
The only question I have is, can it not be Jim Carrey?
I don't know.
I know he can act, but is it too much? I don't hate it.
It'd be a less version of himself for sure. Toned down.
So mine might be too on the nose, but I mean Christopher Walken, right?
I thought about it.
Very blast from the past type Christopher.
I thought
I didn't
about
even
it.
think of him. I don't know why I didn't even think of him. Wow, that's probably the winner. I did Wallace Shawn,
Wallace
The
Shawn.
Princess
I have to look
Bride.
up the-
Oh.
Unconceivable.
That one's
I don't know,
fun.
some sort of goofy. I don't know. Yeah,
I kind of like that. For Marty, I actually have 3 here. So for my first one, I'm going Robert Downey Jr. He's small. He's funny. He's cheeky. I
I
think
can't imagine him that young. For some reason, when I hear that name, I'm just always like
child actor. Well, teen actor. Well, yeah, child actor.
I'll go my first one, Jordan. Unless you've got an ace in the hole, it looks like, because he's
No,
you're waiting. You're
no,
perched.
Oh no, mine's bad actually. I was having a lot of trouble.
I went Scott Wanger.
Scott.
He is.
You're about to say Scott.
Full
Pilgrim.
House. He's the voice from Aladdin.
Oh,
little
Steve. You did
goofy
Steve.
guy.
Yeah.
Steve.
I'm cool with that. Yeah. he's lead character.
He's got like a sort of that, like, I was looking for a voice too.
Yeah, it's kind of a goofy. Yeah.
The voice has to do with it. Mine's all right. I went before Lord of the Rings.
Oh wow.
I didn't even write
For
it down.
Lord of the Rings, Viggo Mortensen,
Elijah.
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Woods. I did Elijah Woods before he
Ah.
donned that weird Lord of the Rings accent, but because he was a little punky
That
kid
could,
in a
yeah,
lot
that
of
could kind of
things.
work. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And he was like, I will put him in a teenage body, but I'm taking Huck Finn type.
Okay,
You know, a little sprout.
that's a little young.
Spoose.
Not high school.
No, but I'm saying that sentiment, but with like, it's not my best one. I was having a lot.
Well, that's fine. Because stay tuned, because we're going to bring this at you next week with a whole new list. So stay tuned. But we're going to move it on to Mount Rushmore top 4.
Mount Rushmore top 4.
Well, Welcome back to Mount Rushmore. This week we're doing our favorite time travel movies. Mark's going to go first. It's going to be Mark, me, Jordan. Mark, what you got?
I'm looking at my big list here.
I have quite the list. It's
Deep
hard.
list.
It's a deep list. I'm just going to go to the one that I've seen recently, and I still think it plays really well in this category.
Okay.
Watched it over Christmas. It is The Prisoner of Azkaban.
I was
Harry Potter
wondering
3.
if who would throw a Harry
I'm
Potter
so
up
happy
there.
somebody said that.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I didn't want
it's
it to
worth,
go away.
I didn't want it to be off the list. I think it's worth to be on Mount Rushmore. Maybe
I would agree.
Maybe
I'm happy you
watching.
put
I don't
it up.
know.
And some people might.
Especially for the three of us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
such a big plot point.
Yeah, you can't be wrong with that.
What I love about that plot point in Harry Potter, it's not deep time travel. It's immediate, same time, like same
True. Same day.
timeline time travel. That's kind of fun.
Yes.
Kind of fun. That's different take on it.
For mine, I'm going to keep it around the same time as Back to the Future. I'm doing Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, specifically the first
Glad
one.
you said
That's
it.
a big one.
That was a huge one. I watched it all the time as a kid too. So I mean, it's
I
classics.
know I could have gotten Prisoner of Azkaban on honorable mentions, but I just that's my one.
I get it.
Bill and Ted's is good.
So we're about to, you can't go wrong with that. We're in such the like inventor weird time zone of movies here. Bill and Ted's, you've got this. To some extent, Ghostbusters has got the same gadgets. Again, I said Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. We're in this really science entertainment thing.
True. Jordan, what do you got?
Okay, so this one's probably going to be unpopular, but I just love the movie so much, so I'm going to say it because it's one of my favorite movies. I know it's a disgraced director, but Midnight in
I
Paris
knew he
is
was
one of
going
my
to say
favorite
it.
time. I love that movie so much, and I don't give a shit.
Midnight in Paris is a sneaky time
That's
travel
not
movie.
even on my big board, and I love that movie.
It's such a good time travel movie, and it plays to like. I feel like anytime somebody thinks, "Oh, what would it be like to go to this time I want?" It's this weird nostalgia that grips.
I
at
think
you.
Bill
Love it.
and Ted nailed that. With that, let's move on to our honorable mentions.
Jeez.
For a kid title, do you guys remember A Kid in King Arthur's Court?
Sure
Yeah.
do.
Oh, yeah.
People confuse
Hell
that
yeah.
as a baseball movie.
They sure
Just
did.
because of the cover. It is not. It's not a baseball movie.
I mean, I feel like, what do we think about things like the Terminator? I mean, they're traveling into our time, but it's not like.
I don't know. I kind of Terminator 2 for sure is I guess all
Yeah,
of them.
it's all
But
kinda
I thought
like
about
that.
it. Yeah, it is sort of a time travel movie because the Terminator's traveling, but it is to
Time
our
travel exists within it.
Well, yeah, right. So
I'm
it's like Interstellar is just you being out in space in a
There's
different
time travel.
like,
Yeah, I thought about that too. Does
There
that
is,
count?
but it's like I'm not going.
I feel
back
like we
got
to take Christopher Nolan and put him on like a whole. It's like it's time manipulation.
Let's take him
whatever
off.
we
with
want to
that,
do with
Tenet.
it.
Let's take him
Tenet
off. Got
definitely. Tenet deserves on the list, but I don't understand why.
I'd like to believe that Tenet does, but I'm not sure yet. I've got to rewatch
Okay,
it.
so let me take off Interstellar, Looper.
Another childhood one for you.
Looper can work.
I thought about
right?
Looper.
'Cause
Looper
that's-
makes sense.
I think so. Because I do like it. I'm gonna throw Hot Tub Time Machine out there. It's fun.
I
Little,
love Hot
little
Tub
romp.
Time Machine.
Hold
that
on,
deserves
Jordan.
the
Hot
list.
tub what?
Time
Hot Tub Time Machine. There
Yeah,
you go.
I mean, there
It's
you
in
go.
The title.
It's in the
Roll
title.
Credits.
definitely helps when it is in there. Obviously, the Time Machine, just any adaptation based off the book, deserves probably on there.
I watched this one recently.
Time Traveler's Wife, I know you did.
No, it's based in Chicago. Jake Gyllenhaal. Source Code.
Oh, Source Code's good.
I wasn't sure if that counted. He's definitely reliving the same day.
That's got like a
Yeah.
If,
Time
you,
travel.
It's kind of
If you
Groundhog
consider-
Day.
Yeah.
it's Groundhog Day, I think, right? Which maybe that is time
But
travel.
they're forcing him to go. Yeah, I don't know what that.
That
yeah,
one's
I
a
think
It
it's
little
deserves
close.
on there, maybe.
But that is a good movie. Just
all three of Austin Powers at some point deal with being in a time. Maybe not the first one as much, but two
no,
and
the
three.
first one doesn't. I don't.
Two
think.
and three are
and
time
three.
travel.
Well, Nick's 2 off there because that one's garbage.
three's
But
good.
take
Three's
three. Yeah,
good.
3's fine. We make it come
What's
back.
the Rachel McAdams one where it's the dad? Like they go back to the beach and there's the
Ooh,
dad.
that one's good.
What's
About
that?
time.
About time.
About
Yep.
time. Oh, yeah.
About Time, yeah.
Father-son story. Confusing. Not a romantic movie, but a good movie.
Good movie minus all the romantic parts.
Heartwarming Disney.
and fun time travel concept.
Heartwarming Disney movie, Meet the Robinsons, Pixar from a few years back. Check that one out.
Oh, that one made me.
They all do, Mark.
cry.
They're good.
I think-
They're good at what they do there.
I'm crying right now.
What else you guys got? I'm running lower on my list.
I brought this up on What You Watching, I think like a couple months ago, but Palm Springs with Andy Samberg.
Yeah, another.
You guys should watch that movie. It's really
That's good.
It's
I'll check
good.
it out.
It's another kind of Groundhog Day type movie, essentially.
yeah, it's the
And they
same
allude
day.
to it.
Yep.
It's good.
Shout out to my childhood, Flight of the Navigator. He leaps to the future, then goes back to his own time.
Oh yeah, that is a time travel movie. Yeah, shout out
Sarah
to
Jessica
that.
Parker,
That could be a
Twisted Sister.
yeah.
Who are they? Who is she? Remember? Yeah. Okay.
Is Inception?
Army of Darkness. Go back and check our episode of that. Bruce Campbell travels to the past to fight demons.
Oh, is that the second one or third?
Third.
Oh, obviously,
So
yeah.
I know this showed up on lists, and I actually think I will make an announcement for the podcast. We will redo Donnie Darko sometime.
If you want, it's up to you.
I
did
just
see
want
that
to
on the
do
list.
it.
I'm surprised you brought it up, to be honest.
No, this is not for me. I just understand that time travel may be included in there. If that's what you think, who fucking knows in that movie? And we're gonna redo it because we did it early on. But I want you to know, I still feel the exact same goddamn way.
Not a fan.
Oh, how did
just
we miss
makes
this? The Black Cauldron. No, I'm just kidding.
time
There's no
travel
time.
thing?
There's no time travel in the Black Cauldron. No.
Could
I'm
be.
sorry.
Could be.
Because
I
No,
just
we're
wanted to bring it up again.
Because we all thought there's time travel in Excalibur. Now, here's a movie that I'm like, is there time travel? There's not. But I'm going to say Blast from the Past is a lateral move.
I think it's not dying, but Huck Tuck Everlasting. That might just be an immortal situation.
There are some lateral ones, like big.
Yeah.
There's some
It's
options.
more like body switching movies, I guess. But
It's a fun category. I actually think our top
is a
three is
fun
pretty
category.
good.
Well,
I really like that. And obviously, this doesn't always happen when we make a Mount Rushmore, but Back to the Future is like for
number
sure
one.
legitimately on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it might,
it's probably my
have
number
to
one.
be.
look at every list, dude. It's number
on there.
one.
Usually the image they show for the list is the DeLorean. Well, thanks for listening to our take on Back to the Future. If you like what you heard, make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. You can follow us on social media at Cult Classics Podcast. If you want more content out there, check out the whole Majestic Jam Network. I'm Not Crazy, Urban Hermit, the Highwire Podcast. And we'll check you on the next one for Back to the Future 2. Because where we're going, we don't need roads. Bye. Bye. Bye.